Students in Spanish Level 2 at a Central New York high school demonstrate difficulty using appropriate transition words and basic sentence structures in writing short paragraphs. This high school uses the American Council on the Teaching of Foreign Languages Proficiency Scale to measure students' performance. On the ACT-FUL Proficiency Scale, students are falling below the novice mid-level, which is well below their expected performance. Analysis determined that students lack the knowledge and skills to use appropriate transition words and basic sentence structure. Student writing samples demonstrate fragmented sentence structures that rely on memorized phrases rather than their own individual connected ideas. Teacher and curriculum review supports this evidence. This performance gap prevents students from completing short paragraphs. This impacts students' ability to organize their individual thoughts and clearly express a main idea in their writing. To close this performance gap, instruction focused on identifying and using transition words effectively, correct use of subject, verb, and noun-adjective agreement, and appropriate paragraph structure will be delivered by classroom instructors. Instructional strategies to engage students and collect a real-time assessment includes game-based learning using the online platform Kahoot, think, pair, share activities, and visual media for student response. This strategy aligns with our instructional goal and the learning objectives students will demonstrate following instruction.
Our overarching instructional goal is to provide Spanish 2 learners with the writing knowledge and skills needed to compose a short, organized paragraph at the novice mid-level on the ACT-FUL Proficiency Scale. ACT-FUL is the American Council on the Teaching of Foreign Languages. This means that students should be able to connect their thoughts with transition words, apply basic sentence structure correctly, including noun, adjective, and subject-verb agreement, and use these skills to clearly summarize a sequence of events. From this goal, our group of instructional designers developed 3 measurable learning objectives. Number 1. Students will identify appropriate Spanish transition words, por qué, because, antes, before, después, after, entonces, then, with 85% accuracy. Number 2. Students will write simple sentences that demonstrate correct subject-verb and correct noun-adjective agreement, also with 85% accuracy. Number 3. Students will produce a short, organized paragraph, 3 to 5 sentences, on a familiar topic that demonstrates novice mid-proficiency with minimal reliance on memorized phrases, again with 85% accuracy. We chose to do 85% for all of our learning objectives because in New York State, scoring 85 or higher on an assessment is officially considered mastery of a subject. To support these objectives, we designed a blended interactive lesson sequence. This 90-minute workshop starts with a mini lesson introducing and reinforcing key transition words, followed by practice activities using Kahoot to reinforce concept recognition. Students will then use personal whiteboards and will work in pairs to practice building accurate sentences with correct noun-adjective and correct subject-verb agreement. The session concludes with an independent writing task using a YouTube clip from Mr. Bean as a prompt to write a short Spanish paragraph about what they saw in the video. The assessment of learners is both formative and summative. The Kahoot game and paired sentence building with whiteboards, in addition to the teacher's observations, will give immediate feedback to the instructors and allow them to monitor students' progress. The written paragraph about the Mr. Bean video clip will serve as a summative assessment, as students must correctly integrate transition words and show accurate grammatical structure in their summaries. This will then be scored with an ACT-FUL aligned rubric. This scaffolded sequence supports students step by step, from recognizing transitions to using them, to working on correct sentence structure, to finally writing in context. Our detailed storyboard guides the 90-minute instructional flow. The storyboard includes screens for the mini lesson on transition words and the Kahoot activity, the whiteboard activity to construct simple sentences, and the paragraph writing task with the Mr. Bean video clip. Each screen highlights instructor actions, learner tasks, and embedded assessments, providing a clear and structured plan for implementation. The events are intentionally sequenced so that each activity builds on the last, reinforcing students' understanding and gradually moving them toward independent mastery of cohesive paragraph writing in Spanish. Each event is also designed to target the performance gap identified in the analysis by integrating explicit instruction, guided practice, and independent application.
Our goal with this lesson is to create consistent writing expectations, boost student confidence, and support long-term growth in language proficiency for future coursework. And here's how we plan to make that happen. This is a 90-minute lesson that blends mini lessons, Kahoot practice, paired sentence building, and even a fun Mr. Bean writing prompt. The idea is to help students use transition words and proper sentence structure to write a cohesive paragraph. Throughout the lesson, students get ongoing feedback, can participate in peer review, and use rubrics aligned to novice mid-proficiency. There are also optional weekly writing tasks to keep skills growing beyond the classroom. Spanish teachers lead the lesson with support from instructional designers, tech staff, administrators, and counselors. We know there can be challenges like limited tech, different proficiency levels, or short class periods, but we've got those covered with device alternatives, scaffolding, and flexible pacing so every student can succeed. To see how well the instruction works, we'll look at both student learning and teacher feedback. Students will be assessed on using transition words, participating in paired practice, and their written paragraph. They'll also do a quick survey to share how the lesson supported their learning. Teachers will join a short focus group to discuss what went well and what could be improved. During the lesson, we'll check in with observation notes, student feedback, and reviews of student work to make sure activities and visuals are hitting the mark. After the lesson, students complete a final survey and will evaluate their writing using ACTFL rubric. Sure, there are some upfront costs for materials, training, and coordination, but the benefits really make it worth it. Teachers get reusable resources that save time, and students build stronger writing skills, gain confidence, and are better prepared for Spanish 3 and beyond. Plus, consistent expectations across instructors help keep everyone on the same page and support equity. Overall, the long-term value far outweighs the initial costs.